Alright, new day, new box in the desk, and this one is pretty fun because it's from a line of products that have yet to grace my channel, and one that I've actually been looking at to get one for my personal use. Let's get it unboxed and tested. But before we continue with the video, let's keep the lights on here in the studio. This video is brought to you by Sneak Attack Design Lab. They're a clothing company that specializes in technical fashion, more commonly known as techwear, and you can see me in their clothes in most of my videos. I've been supporting their brand ever since I met them back in 2019, and now they're returning the favor. Head on over to the link in the description to get 10% off of your order from their site. Check their clothes out, you're bound to see something badass over there that'll look great on you. Thank you very much to Sneak Attack for this exclusive promo for my viewers. Now, back to the video. So this is the Lenovo Xiaoxin 100M Smart Projector. It's a relatively small, portable projector that has some pretty swell features for its price. As we can see, like with every other Lenovo product, it comes in a very classy white box with just the product photo at the front. Moving on to the back, we see its main features, namely a 1080p projected resolution, sensorless focus, automatic keystone correction, a pair of 5-watt speakers, and Wi-Fi 6 connectivity. Alright. There's nothing else on the box, so let's get it opened. Upon opening it up, we see that the projector is held in place by a foam insert and a cardboard box, to protect it from bumps during shipping, of course. We get a little cleaning cloth for the lens and then the projector itself wrapped in a wax bag. Let's set it aside for now and check the accessories. Inside the cardboard box, we get the manual, the right angle power connector, and the remote control. Essential but pretty bare. I would have liked to see a display connector here, Lenovo, or maybe even batteries for the remote. Alright, that's everything in the box. Let's head on over to the projector for the product tour. Before moving on to the product tour, I would just like to remind you that if you're liking the video so far, please consider subscribing. Less than 1% of the people watching my videos are subscribed to the channel. Subscribing is free and greatly helps me in continuously creating content for this channel, and of course, is always greatly appreciated. Alright, let's head on over to the product tour. So this is the Lenovo Xiaoxin 100M Smart Projector. As we can see, it's a relatively small device, with a size that's comparable to a metal water bottle like this one I use. It's a barrel-style projector with a simple up and down pitch control on its stand. There is no tilt, pan, or yaw control. It's almost entirely made of plastic, with only a few critical parts made of metal and glass, like this lens at the top. Don't worry, it is built really well, and the quality of the plastic inspires confidence. This can survive a few bumps and nicks, that's for sure. And unlike traditional projectors, this one doesn't have a physical manual control ring for the focus. All of that will be done on the remote or the software. Right under the lens, we can see a little glass window for an IR depth sensor. This will help with automatic focus and keystone correction. All of this is great, although I would have liked to have a cover for this end, Lenovo, just to protect the lens. Moving on down to the sides, we see a lot of vents for both the speakers and the fan. Projectors tend to get hot, so there should be ample airflow to the display and the light to ensure longevity and proper operation of the device. And at the bottom of the body, we get the controls and I/O for the projector. We get a power button, a USB 3 port, a reset switch, an HDMI port, and an aux port for breaking out the sound to external speakers. We also get an IR window for the remote, as well as the DC in. There is also a large exhaust here for more airflow. And lastly, at the underside of the base, we can see a threaded 1/4 inch connector for mounting it on stands or tripods. Alright, that's it for the product tour. Let's get this set up and see the features. Now that I've got the Lenovo Xiaoxin 100M projector fired up, we can see that it's got a pretty bright and detailed output. Let's check out the features. Starting at the homepage, we can see that it's got most popular streaming apps already available, like Netflix, Prime Video, Disney+, YouTube and YouTube Kids, and even Spotify and Plex. It's pretty sweet. Moving on over to the Apps tab, this is where we can see the additional apps that you can download from the Google Play Store. As we can see, I've already downloaded Moonlight Streaming on here so I can stream games from my other devices. This is a requirement on every device. Next up, we have the Video and Music tabs, which just curates an aggregated list of recommendations from the streaming sites that you're logged into. And lastly, we have the Settings tab. From here, we have 4 sections: Settings, Source, File Manager, and Options. Most of these are self-explanatory, so let's just head on over to Settings. This is where we can check the settings for network, Bluetooth, projection, language, date, system, application, other settings, and about. Most of these are pretty standard, so I'll just be focusing on the ones that concern with the setup of the projector. Starting off with the projection settings, we have here focus options, digital zoom, keystone correction, and projection modes. I won't change any of these for now since the image is already pretty clear and it's already set up. System settings are just for system upgrades and factory resetting the device, and other settings just controls the source options for the device. One thing that I would like to point out here is that there is no image control for the device. I see no option or button to adjust the brightness, sharpness, saturation, tint, gamma, or anything. The device connected will determine the image settings, so keep that in mind. If you don't have an external device connected and just playing media off streaming apps or a USB drive, you're stuck with the default image settings. Alright, that's it for setup. Let's get this tested. Okay, before we test the image quality on this thing, let's get the audio tested first. Hear this against my JBL Flip 5. It's the most comparable thing in terms of size that I have. And yeah, it's okay for basic use, but if you're going to use this for movie watching or music enjoyment, you're going to have to break it out to a dedicated speaker to fully maximize the experience. The sound quality is just okay at best. But that's not the point of this product. Let's get to image quality. So I did 2 sets of tests on the Lenovo Xiaoxin 100M projector. Both have me watching media and playing games, but one is just on the stock software and the other one is through HDMI output, with some image tweaks of course. Let's start with the stock software. Watching YouTube videos and movies on stock software, while I feel like would be perfectly enjoyable to most buyers of this projector, is a bit too much for me. A bit too much contrast and definitely over-sharpened. Look, image quality and brightness should be the forefront with projectors, and while the Lenovo Xiaoxin 100M can offer a good experience out of the box, you can feel that it can offer better if we just had the option to tweak them or some kind of tool to adjust image quality. Gaming on it feels the same too. Streaming games to it via Moonlight feels responsive enough with only very little latency felt, although it's still there. Great for casual games and party games, but I wouldn't recommend this for competitive titles. Moving on over to HDMI input via laptop, using the display settings on the laptop I can dial in the image on the projector. I mainly increased gamma and reduced both the contrast and sharpening on the image. You can kind of see a comparison here, it kind of depends on the camera, but yeah. What can I say? This is the experience I prefer from this projector. Crisp but not over sharpened, clear but not overblown. Watching media is such a treat, and I was even able to push the brightness a little farther. And since it's running off HDMI straight from the laptop, gaming latency is even lower. It's still not for hyper-competitive games, but it's now viable to run Tekken on this and play on the big screen. Such a good experience. So, what do we think about the Lenovo Xiaoxin 100M Smart Projector? It's a swell little projector that's got a complete entertainment package preloaded onto it. At just 8,999 Philippine pesos or $155 estimated, I can't see much reason not to go for it. It does have some drawbacks like the lack of a lens cap, no settings to control brightness or image quality, and the lackluster speakers. But everything else, strong connectivity options, the plug-and-play nature of it, support for external storage via USB 3, Bluetooth device support, aux cable, and even having the full Google Play Store available on it is more than enough to make up for those. Pick this up, tell your friends, get a dark room with a huge white wall, and get your movie night or game night on. You're bound to enjoy it with the Lenovo Xiaoxin 100M Smart Projector. Highly recommended. So that's the Lenovo Xiaoxin 100M Smart Projector. Do you have any questions about it? Leave them down in a comment and I'll do my best to answer them.